Hello friends, Ms. Espinosa here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to create your own assessment using PowerPoint. Now this is an assessment that I created and I uploaded to my Teachers Pay Teachers for free. And my assessment includes uppercase and lowercase letter recognition, letter sounds, if the student can write their name, count syllables in a word, count words in a sentence. This is a list of 50 high-frequency words for my school district, and the goal is for my students to read 25 high-frequency words by the end of the year. I like to track their reading level, whether they're able to road count, identify numbers 1 through 20, and one-to-one correspondence up to 10, and very basic shapes. I know a lot of times we don't find quite what we need in an assessment, so if you are interested in learning how to make your own, let's go ahead and get started. First, you're gonna go to good old PowerPoint, and we need to resize our page. So head on over to Design, Slide Size, Custom Slide Size. We want this to be printer paper size, 8.5 by 11. Maximize. And the next thing I like to do is delete these extra text boxes. Now the first thing that I always like to do is create a border for my page so I can create within the frame, and I do that by selecting that rectangle shape and drag this to the middle. And this is why I love using PowerPoint. It lets you know when everything is centered. Here we go. And I don't want any shape fill, no fill. My shape outline, I would like a black outline. Go back to home. And my shape outline, here we go. And I want it heavier. I'm gonna go with like a 4.5. Alright, so that is my border. So when I'm creating my first page, I went ahead and got a text box so that you can know what student you're assessing. And I went ahead and wrote the beginning of the year assessment, middle of the year, and end of year assessment. And I use different highlighters. For example, if I'm assessing at the beginning of the year, I will use an orange highlighter. And if I'm assessing in the middle, I'll change it to green. And maybe the last one will be purple. So I can see the growth in the students, and I'm not having to print off like a new assessment every time. Everything is just there and kind of color coded. A couple of my favorite fonts are APL Real Talk, so that's one that I will use. Yep, I'll go ahead and use that one up there. And then I'm gonna put in a title. This is a kindergarten assessment. And I'm kind of just gonna leave that like that for now. Guess just make it a little bit bigger. Just leave it at like a 32. Alright, so now below here is where I'm gonna start creating my boxes. So we know that there's 26 letters in the alphabet, so I'm gonna head and create insert table. That will be, I'm gonna go with 9 by 4, and I'm gonna align it, stretch it out, and get rid of the shading inside. No fill, but I do want borders, and I want my borders to be thick, so I'll do like a 3, all borders. There we go. And I'm gonna highlight the top. I'm gonna go ahead and merge that. So go on over to layout, and I'm gonna merge those cells. So it's gonna make it look like that. And this is where I'm gonna put the I can statement for the student. And it kind of just reminds you what you are assessing as well. I'm gonna go with like a size 28. Alright, so I need to change the color. Alright, so I can name uppercase letters. And I really like to have like a very clean look in my things. So I'm gonna make this little box, I'm gonna make it black. So that shape fill can be black. And let me make my font white. So there is our first box. Alright, so here I'm gonna go ahead and use another one of my favorite fonts, which is called Pond Kinder. I'm gonna make this a size 36. Kinder, make sure that it's black font. And I'm just gonna start typing random alphabet letters. I am done with my uppercase letters, so here is a really awesome trick. I am just gonna copy and paste this down here. Paste it, so move it below. And now we're just gonna change the name. I can name lowercase letters. Oops. Lowercase letters, and you are going to highlight everything and come on over here. If you did not know about this, you can change the capitalization of your letters here, so I'm just going to make everything lowercase. Boom. Oh, I forgot about this one. I'll just type it then. But that's a cool little trick. You don't have to retype that, and then I'm going to paste it one more time. This is going to be for letter sounds, so I can name, or I chose to wrote I can tell you each letter sound. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I guess just move it down. Down. Go ahead and just fix my title real quick. I can make it bigger, and I'm going to go to shape format and change. I'm going to make it like an outline. So text outline will be black, and I just want the text field to be white. So that's our first page already. Go ahead and go to our next page. Right click and create a new slide. Erase. Erase. Just going to copy and paste a border from that page right here. And on this page, I'm going to leave a space for them to write their name. I'm going to have some words that they're going to count syllables for and counting words in a sentence. So I'm going to create my first box. It's going to be a 1x2. And no shading. On my border though. Change the size of the top line. Back to the font I was using, Imperial Real Talk, size 28. I can write my name. Whoops. I'm going to change the color, white font. And this is going to be the space for them to write their name. So next, it's going to be for syllables, and I want to have about 8 different words. So I'm going to insert another table, 2x5. So again, no shading. Oops, no fill, black borders. I'm going to merge the top one. I can count syllables. Fix my typos, put that underneath. And I'm going to pick just very easy words that most kids should be familiar with. That's really it. And the last one will be for counting words in a sentence. So I'm going to insert my last table. I'm going to have about 4 sentences, so I just need a table that's a 1x5. Oops. Get rid of the shading again. Borders. And this is going to be for I can count words in a sentence. Okay. Black shading. And for my first word, I'm going to make these big because I want them to be able to count the words. So my maybe like a 66. And this is my font. Alright, my first sentence is going to be I see a girl. Alright, so that's the second page done. Third page, next slide. It's the border, and actually let me just go ahead and duplicate this for the next one. Alright, so my third page is going to feature high frequency words. I'm going to make a box at the top. 2 by 3. You definitely have to think about your layout before you start. Otherwise, it's going to take you a little while. Borders. I'm just going to merge the top. Merge. The goal for my students is to read 25 high frequency words by the end of the year, so that's what I'm going to write for their I can statement. I can read 25 high frequency words. Black shape fill, center, and let me fix my typos. Frequency words. Alright, and this is going to be just a space where you are able to write the date. And here comes my list. It is 50 words, so I'm going to insert a table that is 5 by 10. I'm going to need a couple more rows, so I'm going to go ahead and tab. This is going to be for the actual list. So here you would just write all of your high frequency words. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will not type all of my words, but this is what the template would look like. And then I just need one more for their reading level. So I'm just going to copy that one because it's going to be the same format, reading level. Our goal is for them to be at a level D by the end of the year. That is my third page. My last page is for math, so I'm going to include one for road counting, and I'm going to copy and paste the same format for the table. Can road count. I teach English language learners, so this is very important for me to keep track of what number is the highest that they can road count to. I also like to assess for numbers, so I'm going to create another table, 5 by 5. Alright, this section will be for number identification, kinder. Those are all my numbers. My next little table is going to be for just counting. I can count how many. And then you can just go ahead and copy and paste some clip art that you have. I just copied and pasted stars. I'm going to leave it blank for these purposes. And my last one will be for identifying shape. And you would just copy and paste some shapes in there. That is how I created my own assessment. I also just added some clip art here in the corner. Once you finish your assessment, once you finish adding all the pages, all the little components you want, and you want to save it as a PDF like I showed you with mine, you simply go over to File, Save As. You can save it as a PowerPoint, which I would recommend saving the PowerPoint files. I'm just going to name this Kinder Assessment Tutorial. Save it first as a PowerPoint, and then I'll go back, save it again, but this time as a PDF, and save. And that is literally all there is to it. There you have it. I hope this gave you a good idea on how to create your own assessment. Again, this one is available for free on my Teachers Pay Teachers, so you are welcome to download it, and at some point I will add on to it. But that is all that I have for you. Please let me know if you want to see more of these kinds of videos where I teach you how to make your own resources. Let me know in the comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.